Okay guys, so whether you've done a photo shoot, whether you've just got shredded for a holiday, there has to be an element where you've been thinking what happens after the end point. Because as we know, if we're on a timeline, you got your start, the end of the shred, there's also a process afterwards that needs to be nailed down. This is probably the hardest bit of the diet.
Yeah.
This bit is hard, this bit is way harder.
Yeah.
So how can you flip your mindset from the moment the photo shoot's done, the shred's done, you have that little bit of taste of cake, whatever it may be, and then it triggers.
Yeah.
We've all worked with clients, we've done it ourselves, where the struggle comes in after the diet point. What can we do as coaches, what can you do as clients or members to help the post-shred mindset?
As coaches, like, it's very important, like Zach's saying, in this actual initial 16-week period, for example, you're already preempting the aftermath and letting them know what's going to be required after that end shoot date, for example, because there is still a slog to do in the aftermath. It's making sure that person understands the pitfalls that potentially could go with going off the rails afterwards. Understanding that 16 weeks of graft can be fucking undone pretty quickly.
There can be some quite serious, I'll use the word serious, actually physical and mental detrimental effects after doing it. That is why, like, so I'm not a big fan of these 12-week plans that coaches sell, because I think, where is the aftercare for that guy? You've just got him peeled off his mind. He's obsessed with food, he's tracked everything to the T, he's now goalless. Where are you? You've left. You've sold him 12-week plan, got him in nick, and then in the most dangerous part of the process, they just left. Because I've done it, I got ready for a bodybuilding competition, and I think I gained about 2 stone in 2 weeks. It was horrible. I couldn't move. My head was absolutely falling off because I've just gone from the best shape I've ever been in my life to a big swollen blob. I can't stop eating shit because literally the guy who helped me was just like, sorry mate, well done. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that was that old school bodybuilding mentality. That was the norm. You get shredded, you get fat afterwards. But I think now it needs to be a more thought out process, because if you push it all the way in, mentally you're in a bit of a mad place. I've literally just done it, and I'm still in the process now of moving away from tracking my food. Like, I could not track my food for like 2-3 weeks post shoot because I was probably borderline a little bit obsessed with it.
Mate, that's fast though. That's fast to get that mindset away from the dieting brain.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. I'm still checking in. I'm still very wary of what I'm eating, and I'm still probably, like, we've shifted the goals now for focused on different things, but I'm still aware.
You've shifted the gears down that little bit, haven't you?
It sticks with you for a little while because it's so obsessive. It is obsessive, isn't it? If you're going to go all the way,
you have to be obsessive to get.
You have to be obsessive. So it's coming out of that state of obsession.
And I think from our position as coaches, the issue we find with the type of clientele we work with is, you get normal lads and girls, they want to get shredded for a beef, they want to do a photo shoot, whatever it may be, but they're not willing to, they're not bodybuilders. So when a bodybuilder diets down, they reverse, because the bigger picture is to get bigger, more muscle and step on stage in the future.
They've got another goal.
Exactly.
Immediately.
With normal people, they like, when they're in the diet, they're like, yeah, I want to get bigger. And then when they realise afterwards, like, they don't actually want to get bigger. They like the idea of it, but they're not willing to take and do what it is to get bigger. They're not willing to get bigger and get a bigger belly again.
Seasonal shredders, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Seasonal shredders, exactly.
Seasonal shredders. They still want to go for a piss-up. They still want to have a social.
Exactly. And the clients only realise this after they fucked up the reverse. No matter how many times you've told them through the diet, this is what we need to be doing afterwards, they're like, yeah. But then as soon as the diet finishes, they have a bit of a social, they have a bit of food, they realise they don't want to be a bodybuilder.
No.
Right, that is cool though.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to be, you know, we're not doing it, you know what I mean? So what else can you focus on after the end of the diet to help you recover?
Yeah. So I've literally just started getting involved with the hybrid training, and for me that has been the easiest shift away from concentrating on constantly analysing the way you look in the mirror, how much body fat you're pinching your skin all the time. From going from the Wednesday when the photo shoot happened, I ran with the boys on the Saturday, and that was it. I was in the hybrid training, and it took about
Wednesday, straight after the focus.
took about a week to forget about what I look like, and now it is performance. So then it's just easy to move away from being obsessed with the way you look to right, let's focus on getting stronger or fitter.
Big change, sorry, is that going in. Group as well. You're not just a one-man band anymore training in the mirror on your own. You're now in a team, collective, training together, where you've got other voices making sure you steer in that right direction. If you train on your own, it'd be quite easy to go, keep checking yourself.
And it depends on your circles. You know, if you haven't got a strong circle around you, it can be a detriment to you as well in the reverse. So as well as having a strong group around you, you want to also, obviously Johnny jumping straight into the hybrid for example, he isn't just going to go back to max out training. There is a gradual build back to where he wanted to be, so you've got to understand, like once the shoot's done, you are in a weaker position. Well, that's cool, shift your focus, increase your calories, get stuck in with the group, get stuck into something new, focus on something new. For example, it could be getting into running like hip, he got stuck into the ultra after one of them, so that's a big one. You can focus on strength, you can focus on the hybrids, you can if you are a bodybuilder, then it's about getting bigger again. But you've got to know what the next stage is.
There's got to be another goal, there's got to be another focus afterwards.
Because that, you're
not going to be any more shredded than that day.
And
so you're only going to get fatter, whether you get really fat or just lean fat, there's going to be, you are only going to go backwards after that day.
We said to you the other day, you need to get cool with losing that little bit of condition and focusing on your next kind of target.
And that's a big shift. And even though I'm very aware of my mindset and obviously having done it a long times, I said to you the other day, I still can't stop tracking my food. Do you know what I mean? So I know I'm doing it, but I'm still doing it because
it takes time.
It
takes time.
So unless you're going to be a bodybuilder or you want to make a good crack at bodybuilding, just constantly concentrating on your physique and the way you look, I don't think personally it's very mentally healthy to just keep looping round and constantly be obsessed with.
That's why you got to have something else.
So that's performance. Even if you was staying in that bodybuilding loop, concentrating post competition or post shoot on performance will still be more beneficial for your mental health because you're not constantly checking your condition anymore. Now you're getting strong. So no matter what it is, I would always say personally, if it's a physique based goal that you're working on post, move it to performance.